Grant's Memorial was constructed during a critical period of time in Morningside Heights, when revival and residential development were in order for the creation of a more upbeat and commanding neighborhood. The president's extraordinary accomplishments as a war hero, his outstanding personality, and his popularity are all justification for why he was honored with such an elaborate monument. Furthermore, the fact that it was placed in such an up-and-coming neighborhood, under the analytical watch of the Morningside Park Association, digitally exemplifies Grant's role and his influence during this time. The developers of Morningside Heights and Park, many of whom were members of the Park Association, have played a critical role in the revival of this area and in New York in general. In the late 1800s, Morningside Heights truly began to make a transition for the better. It wasn't always the bright and prosperous neighborhood that it is today. Morningside Hill, or Riverside Heights, which were its previous names, was the home to both an insane asylum and an orphanage. The atmosphere was quite depressing here. However, there was a great push to turn the city around. Things really began to change when the Central Park Commissioners proposed the idea of a park on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Morningside Park, designed by Olmsted and Vaux, truly brought beauty to the area. Soon enough, developers were pushing to replace the old asylum and orphanage with the important institutions that the site now holds today. The influx of educational, medical, and worship institutions gave the area its newly distinctive character, and the Upper West Side then began to be commonly referred to as New York's Acropolis. The Cathedral of St. John the Divine replaced the orphanage, and colleges including Columbia and Barnard began to shape the area for the better. Developers and members of the Morningside Park Association were very selective when it came to what new monuments and buildings would be allowed to be constructed in this up-and-coming neighborhood. They certainly didn't want anything to disrupt from the beauty of the park and the new developed character of the Acropolis of New York. Therefore, it truly meant something when city members and developers assigned Grant's tomb to be placed in this area. They obviously felt that Grant's extraordinary accomplishments as both a war hero and president were deserving of such an elaborate monument in a promising place in New York. In 1888, a design competition for the monument was publicly announced, and by 1896, the work outside the tomb was nearly complete. Architect Duncan chose a neoclassic style. This fit the new character of the city very well. Columbia University's Low Memorial Library, built in 1895, actually used the same style and developed similarly. Morningside Heights truly was becoming something extraordinary. Apparently, even people in the real estate were tempted by this beautiful hilltop, with its prestigious institutions made even more beautiful by the designs of Vaux and Olmsted, the transformation of Bloomingdale Road to Grand Boulevard, and the erection of Grant's tomb. This was actually the original goal of the commissioners when they set out to transform New York's Upper West Side. They wanted to create a more positive, prosperous, and residential neighborhood. The creation of subway lines to this area was a critical piece in allowing people the capability of physically being able to live here. Extensions were made and a subway station was created at 116th Street. Although making transportation possible was key to creating a more residential place, it is obvious that what would attract newcomers the most would be the beauty, reputation, and transformed character of the city. Morningside Heights truly became the Acropolis of New York. It owes all of this to the extremely analytical developers and commissioners, the prosperity of the institutions of education, medicine, and worship, and the architectural success and beauty of both Morningside Park and all the monuments constructed in the area, most definitely including General Grant's Memorial.